Go.
Hello, I'm John Willingham with Sunbelt Business Brokers and Advisors, and here with me today is Carol Bennett and Russ Allred, and we're here to talk to you a little bit today about something that's on everybody's mind, and that's COVID-19 and the rules related to COVID-19. And the thing with those things is they change daily. So whatever we tell you today, it probably will be different tomorrow. Anyway, we're going to tell you what we know today. And the first thing we want to talk about is the Payroll Protection Plan, our program, Payroll Protection Program. That's called PPP for short. And many owners have taken that have qualified for it. And Carol's going to give us a little update. There's been a lot of changes to the program for the better. So Carol's going to give us a little update on that.
So I would say that all of my listings right now have taken the PPP program, and 8 weeks would not have been enough for them. So it's been extended to 24 weeks. So that's a very positive change. And then the amounts of the loans have been reduced for payroll down to 60% rather than 75%, which is also good because of all the other expenses besides payroll. And then if you don't fully qualify for a grant in time to pay back the remainder, rather than 2 years, it's been extended to 5 years. That's another positive. Of course, the deadline to apply is at the end of this month on the 30th. So you can still get in, but I would get started now. And what is it, the 3508 form?
Well, the 3508 form is that's not the loan application.
Oh, that's
form.
right, yeah.
That 3508 form is the form that you use to get your loan turned into a grant. And that's where you'll qualify, with the 60%, and you've got 24 weeks to qualify and that sort of thing.
Okay, thanks for that, because I was trying to remember what that was. And then, so if you want to offer this to your employees or your former employees, but they refuse the offer, you can still qualify, or you may still qualify. So I think that's it on the PPP program. Oh, the other thing is I talked to a lender, an accountant, and some of the things that are happening is that we need to be careful not to consider the PPP program or as income. It is actually a loan, so it's a debt, and then once it's paid off, then it's removed. But it should not be noted as income.
Shouldn't go on your profit and loss. It should go
Right.
on your balance sheet as a liability.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. The other neat thing is if you offer employment to your employees and they don't come back for one reason or another, maybe they went out and got another job, or they want to start working part-time from home, whatever, you still offered employment to them, and had they come back, you would have been able to meet the requirements of the 60%. So they're going to allow you that to count for you, even though the employees didn't come back and you didn't make the full 60%. They're going to count it because you're going to be able to prove that you offered that employment back to the employee. Then the other thing is you want to remember that the deadline for filing the 3508 form is 12/31 of 2020. So you don't want to miss that deadline. Otherwise you won't, it'll just turn to a loan, the whole thing will. And you don't want that to happen. So that's the update on that. The other thing we wanted to talk about is, there's one other thing that we're not going to talk about a lot, but Kern County, here in Kern County, they have $75 million that they're going to be putting out to businesses that didn't qualify for one reason or another for the PPP loan or the emergency relief loan that the federal government put out. These businesses will qualify. It's very similar to the PPP loan, And they're actually giving businesses money to reopen. A lot of the businesses are able to reopen now, and once they are, they need funds to reopen, and so they're allowing you to borrow those funds, but it's really still tied to your payroll. So you're going to reopen, you're going to hire people, and you're going to need payroll, and you're going to estimate the amount of payroll. Anyway, there are several banks and savings and loans are out anymore, I guess. But there are several banks in our town that will help you make this happen. I worked with Valley Republic Bank, and they helped me get a PPP loan. And they are also representing the county on the funds that they have. The other thing we want to talk about is the reopening. We're starting to reopen more and more all the time. Kern County is now in stage 3, and most businesses have been allowed to open. However, there are a lot of restrictions that come down from the state. One of the ones I'm pretty familiar with, my daughter is a stylist. She works at Bravado Salon, and they're allowed to go back to work, but there are just any number of crazy rules that they have to try to qualify for in order to not get any disciplinary action either from the state or the environmental health department. And it's just very difficult, some of these rules. They change every day when they realize that, gee, this was stupid. But, it takes them a while to figure that out. And the residential real estate salespeople, their rules are just totally ridiculous. You're supposed to sanitize the house before people go in to show it. You're supposed to sanitize it after someone looks at it. And so if you had like 7 showings in a day, you would either have to hire somebody to be there all day long, sanitizing the house and re-sanitizing it every time somebody looked. Plus, the seller has to sign a form saying they're not sick, but they realize they may get sick if somebody comes in that is sick. And then the buyer has to sign a form saying they're not sick, but they might be sick and they didn't know it. And it's complete craziness is what it is. And I hope they straighten that out soon. The other thing I wanted to say is from a political side, a lot of this comes down from the politicians. They're making these rules, particularly the governor's office. And they seem, I don't think they're doctors, but they seem to think they are. And so they make all of these crazy rules. This is where these rules are coming from. And if whatever your business is, you need to become aware of what the rules are for you. And Kern County Environmental Health will have some information on that. And you go to the Kern County website and find that. SBA has a lot of information related to that. And so you can find information out about your business. If you don't like the way this was handled, you should let your representative know that and tell them we don't want to go through this every flu season from now on. We can't shut our country down for 3 months a year and still survive. So you need to tell them that. And maybe next time we won't have this kind of thing happen. Anyway, on the bright side, even though we were working from home ourselves for a while, and it's been very difficult, as it has for all of us, I think, but we were still able to have some successes during this period of time. And Russ wants to talk to you about that.
Well, the first success that I'd like to talk about is we were told when we were quarantined that our quarantine was to flatten the curve. Well, we flattened the crap out of that curve. As a society, as a nation, we did exactly what we were supposed to do, and we've been completely successful at it. It's why we're starting to open up again. And that's a success. I have not heard not one single newscaster or any commentator mention the fact that we did exactly what we were supposed to do, and it was a success. So congratulations, everybody. Other successes I'd like to share with you. During the last 3 weeks, Sunbelt Business Brokers has closed 3 sales. We closed Britt's Diesel Repair out of Bishop, California. We closed All Valley Crematory out of Antelope Valley, California. That Carol was led the way on that one. And here in town, the 2 locations for Two Fats sandwiches, I was able to close that sale. And we're working out of our bunkers at home, and we don't have access to all of our files. You know, we have a local area network here in our office, and you know, and all of the county people were on furlough, and so we couldn't get things done from them, and we couldn't exchange documents. And despite all of the problems that were put in our way, we closed 3 great businesses, and we have 3 great new business owners. I would strongly encourage you to visit Two Fats here in town, and if you happen to be have a diesel truck in Bishop or die in Antelope Valley, if you're lucky enough to die in Antelope Valley, we encourage you to go to the All Valley Crematory. But patronize these businesses.
Yes.
I want to point out, I've spent a career helping small businesses, and it has always been impressive to me, encouraging, inspiring to me, the courage, resilience, and creativity of the entrepreneur. Despite all of the garbage that they threw at us, and all of the new rules, and all of the fear that was spread throughout this nation, we survived. As entrepreneurs, we did things a different way, we thought things differently, but we survived. And the latest employment figures, 2.5 million jobs were regenerated. In fact, they think that new jobs were created because of the resilience, the courage, and creativity of you guys, you entrepreneurs that make this happen. If we, as Sunbelt Business Brokers, can help you, in the background, I had a restaurateur the other day. He says, I don't understand what these rules are so that I can open again. So I went through each rule with him. And it's just to clarify, I'm not an expert at opening a restaurant under these rules, but at least I have the rules in front of me, and we talked about them together. We're here to help you be profitable. We know that to sell your business has to make money, and we will help you. We have decades of experience turning businesses around out of the professionals that work here at Sunbelt Business Brokers. We will help you because we want your business to be profitable. And just so you know, to sell your business in a difficult time like this, it has to be profitable, and you have to be able to show that it's profitable. That means you've got to have records, a profit and loss statement, and a balance sheet that show you're making money. And you have to be brave enough to show that you are making money. If you can do that, then we can sell your business at a profit, and one I think you'll be very happy with. But once again, congratulations. We've done a great job. We continue to work together, and we look forward to wonderful things in Kern County.
And that's it for today. We'll see you next month, and we're looking forward to that. We'll probably do another little bit of a COVID update and bring you up to date on what's going on currently at that time. Thank you very much. See you then.
Thank you.
Bye.